Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're looking at grips today. We've got all the colored grips that are going to fit your Dye M2 MOSAirs, M3, M3S, M3 Plus, anything with the charging port on the back of it. Well, actually, I guess this would fit any M markers: the M2, M2 MOSAir, M3, M3 Plus, and M3S as well. But there are certain versions that came on the M2 which were not yet equipped with the MOSAir board that will not accommodate the induction charging unit that comes inside the later models. So I have one of those grips up here as well, so you can kind of see the difference between the two. So let's just talk about the grips to begin with. If you were to order a set of these grips, they do not come with the USB dongle on there, the little tab part. So you would use the original tab from your other grips and you would put it inside of the grip you were buying. So you can see these ones have no tab in them. And then the updated version, or the one that fits the MOSAir system, if you open up the grip panel like this and you look inside of here, it's cut into a square shape right here. And it actually will be printed at the bottom. It'll say M2 down there. If you look at this set that I have here of these gold ones and I open it up, you can see that this is kind of cut in the shape of the Dye symbol on the other side right there. This is meant for the version of the grips that does not have the charging capability, the induction charger, where you would set it on that mat and charge without plugging anything into it. So this is for the first version of the guns. All the other ones are for any version after that. So I have a grip, or a gun, sorry, right here. I have a Siberian M3 Plus. And we're gonna pull these grips off. The same grips that are on here are these blue ones. Yeah, they look about the same on there. But we're gonna put a different color on there. I think we're gonna go with the black and red, just because kind of a Russian Legion kind of thing going on here. So I see a lot of people rip grips when they take them off. And it is very easy to rip them, especially if you have a brand new gun. It can be super difficult to get the grips off of the gun. So I'm going to show you the way I do it, and then you can do them any way you want. There is a little notch right here where it allows you to get your finger underneath the grip and just kind of lift it up and out like that. I've seen people try to get their fingers underneath here and lift them up that way. I've found that the easiest way is to get your fingers underneath there and lift them up. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Now, certain sides it's easy. Like you can see on this side, I put my finger in and lifted it up right away, and it came up really with no hard work at all. I popped it right out of there. I flipped this one over, and that one was a little more difficult to get out. But as long as you kind of push back this way, so kind of pushing it like this, backwards and then up, it will help it come out. If I just try to get my finger right underneath there and lift straight away, it doesn't really come out that easy. But if I push back and lift up at the same time, it makes it easier to pop out. Now, from here, I usually grab what I've lifted out with my fingers and I push forward. So I'm going to try to grab this thing and bring it forward and allow this part to unlock under here, or get to the point where I can get my fingers under it and unlock it. So I'm going to pull that forward, get my fingers under the front, and try to lift it out. Now, this is a brand new gun right here. I just took it out of the wrapper, so getting this off of here could be difficult, especially sitting down and trying to do it. Probably not the best choice that I've ever done. I'm gonna move my body a little bit. What I don't want to do though is I don't want to pull so much that I rip this back piece right here. And I've seen this happen a lot because people get in there and they just start cranking on this thing and they rip the seam on the back of their grips right here. So let me wipe my hands off so I can get as much grip on it as I can. Pull forward, and before I lose that grip right there, ooh, pop it up. So you can see I've popped that part apart right there. Just coming out of this little slots right here. And what you're getting out, if you flip this open and look on the inside here, is these little tabs that are right along the front here. They lock in to these little holes that you see. So you just want to get those away. So if you can pull this forward and pop them up, and they will come out of their little groove right there. That's what we're trying to do. So now that we have one side off, we can roll it around and the other side will come off super easy. And you can see I did not rip that. If you are just over exerting on it, you can very easily rip the grips, so be very careful. Now we talked about what doesn't fit. This is the part I was talking about with the charger earlier. Right here, this little piece, which you do not find in the M2, but you will find in the M2 MOSAir setup. If you flip open your grips and you see that you have this blue charging port right here, or charging system, and you open your grips and you see that one side is the square window, but the other side has this on it, you can't put these two together. It needs to look window, square, has to be that way. This has to be able to fit into this side over here. So we're gonna go ahead and put these red grips on. I'm gonna spread them apart. I always do this side first, the charging side first. That way I know that this is sitting in the right spot and I'm not pinching or damaging any of these wires over here. So I can lift it up and I can look and I can still see inside of there. That looks good. And that way I can just snap those down into place. And then I can push that down into place right there, flip it over. I always do the bottom of a side first, make sure that those snap in, and then I can put that into place. And there we go. There's your grips. Then I would put my USB cover on side, and I'd go from there. We've got all sorts of colors. We've got the blue, we've got the green, the gray, the teal. I believe they call that one teal. That's the one I pulled off of there. So blue again, gray, and the white, and the gold. We do have this one in the original grip, but I wanted to show you the other one, as well as the M2 style, or MOSAir style, so M3 style. They're all available on the website, so just check to make sure all colors are available, and order yours now through ansgear.com.